All right. Hopefully the microphone's working this time. Testing 1 2 testing. Hello, Falcon Ash K back again. See, I see the little dots on the bottom of the screen. But then the dropped off. They're not very high though. I was expecting to be a little higher. The volume should be up. I don't know. So, continuing my story with the Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. So we also had one of the kids who had a book, and since I was a dungeon master, I had to check out the book, make sure that it wasn't interfering with the story that I wanted to tell. And he refused. I got a little upset. A couple of other players noticed that, but yeah, it wasn't nice because he created a character. He said he went over to somebody's house and he got up to level 36, which is technically the biggest or the toughest you can get in Dungeons and Dragons at the time. And all the characters got up to that level. We were playing the game inappropriate and incorrectly. It soured the flavor of Dungeons and Dragons for me. Later on, edition, streamlined a lot of rules. I loved it. You didn't have to worry about all these charts in the first edition because everything was just laid out for you. You just like subtract the armor class from the attack value or vice versa. Roll that on a 20-sided die. If you got that number, poof, you hit the monster. Roll damage. So, yep. And then we went to third edition. Lost friends because they went back to work. Got new focal area. One day I had my old playing a certain way, and it was just hectic. I felt bad for the new players and bad for the old players because I was the DM and I should have, interfered or not so much interfered, but just like, hey, everybody just chill. This is what's happening. If you guys want to do this and you want to do that, hopefully you guys work together because, big bad. Anyway, I still see green dots, so I think that's good for the audio. Okay, so years later, I'm living here. I got a couple of friends that I had from my old Meriden crew. One of my friends introduces me to another friend who I still play with, Tim. Throw some words out there. This is a name dropping. So he had never played before, and I was playing with the Gamma World rules. So I had mutant characters. I was using the Diablo 2 PC adaptation for rules, so we can have like necromancers and the like. I was also using third edition 3.5, 3.0. 3.5 is not open gaming license or something of that nature, where 3.0 was. I still don't understand the difference. And we were going good. For some reason, always having a conflict with one of the players. I'm not name dropping. And so always stopping the game, discussing what should be done instead of just going with the flow, which my first group back when I was a youngster, we played Theater of the Mind. You said, okay, well, if there's a rock there, I'm going to hide behind the rock. Okay, you're going to have, this and that. Well, I'm going to be trying to get around the dragon. I'm going to try to hit him no problem. Theater of the Mind, man. That was back before it was a thing. I didn't have miniatures. I had just graph paper. Later on, the Palladium books, Rifts, and I also met some other gentlemen who I worked with in a different department of the grocery store. He was cool, but he just for some reason did things that really messed with my mind. Uh, he decided to play his character to a point where he was like, okay, well, uh, in the rifts there are dragons and there are creatures of mutant style and whatever have you. So I had other characters roll of everything. So I had the multi-universe of rifts. And anyway, something went down. His character was put on like a spotlight. I was like giving him some time, and then someone else like just killed some other you know, insignificant person just because he could. So that started doing things to me. I didn't play with them, and if I did, I'd played straight up, you know, Dungeons and Dragons Second Edition, because that was the thing at the time. So Fourth Edition comes out, I stick with Third Edition, and one of the other players, a lot of the players leave, come and go. I have two main players that I was playing with at the time. One guy being a mad munchkin, going through like my books and trying to find the best of the best. So his character was maximized to like, okay, well, I'm just going to do this and I'm doing that. I mean, also, again, my fault because I gave him full reign of, okay, you find it in the book, you can use it. But when I said he couldn't use it at certain times, oh, all heck broke loose. And he's like, well, you told me I can do that. So years later, he starts using PDFs and some other things, telling me that I wasn't using the rules right. I've been using the rules the way I want to use the rule. Connecting. Should I wait until they gone? Oh, connection's unstable again. I wonder what that's all about. There's no other program that I know of that's running at the time except for the antivirus. I am not turning that off. Pardon me. So the player continues to use certain things. I put in a story mechanism where a bunch of dragons and other things are causing chaos. This weird cube made of this green ether matter explodes, killing a lot of different dragons and restricting the use of magic. So I told him, I said, okay, so your skills as creating, I know, putting a restriction on my character, on my players, to create ultimate items, you know, because when he did make items, he was like, oh, why should I be restricted to whatever have you? Because it says in here, I can use this, you know, going around the rules so it fits what he wants to do with this character. And so, did game time. So, plenty of board games. I also have more over there, and I got some here. Another 20 or so because I'm still expecting some Kickstarter games to come in. My Center. Oh, I hope that comes out. All right, back to the stream. So the first stream was like 23 minutes, something like that. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning anyway. So I'm going to be doing Fate Accelerated. Move all sorts of stuff. Oh, nuts. That camera's wide lens. That's a world creation sheet. Don't even do in Fate. Fate Accelerated. It uses the old fudge system. Like people want to know, it's fudge alternative terrain extra. Anyway, and that's an aspect. that can be enthralled or used. There you go. Character sheet. I really wanted to get into role playing again, but I don't want to have people. I have a magic hammer plus 17 with 5 dice 6 fire bolts, and then I can do a surge kick, and that surge will cause it to affect undead because undead is only 50% chance of getting damaged. So I want to do critical hits on them. It's going to cost me 38,000 gold, and 25% of that's going to be my experience points. So that's the hammer of death and doom. Anyway, so the fate will actually alleviate that. I was actually going to go with the old school. With it's pretty much it's 3rd edition with 1st edition type settings. So you would have the 3rd edition, pretty much 3rd edition rules, but you're using like magic user or cleric, just basic generic leveling up, that kind of thing. There's another one, the white box. I think it's called the white box. It's over there. You level up when the dungeon master says that you've completed certain quests. Bang, you level up. There's no experience points whatsoever. That's pretty cool. Fate uses fate points. Oh, look, it's a bag I've done in the recent video. Fate dice or fudge dice are just pluses and minuses on the dice themselves. So you got blanks, you got pluses. Sorry. Yeah, there's pluses. And you're going to be rolling them. I have other ones too. Ooh, frosty. Ooh, midnight. And you roll 4 of them. You add the pluses and the minuses. Roll 4 of them. 4 of them. Jeez. Show up on camera. And then you're going to add them together or minus. So I got 2 pluses, a minus, and a blank. So that's going to give me a +1 to roll, or +1 to, to use a feat or a skill or something of that nature. So I got fate dice. And then you have, usually you start the game with 3 fate coins, or I'll get it later. So I got the official fate coins because I got to go all out. So each character is going to get 3 unless they have something on their character, an aspect or a stunt or something of that nature that will allow them to do something extra. Then their regenerative rate of the coins at the beginning of a game will, being a swashbuckler, my favorite, a swashbuckling captain pirate or pirate captain. Say you're on the high seas and a ship is coming towards you. Well, you're going to be using the dice, rolling and saying, "I'm a ship captain, so I know what ship this is," and then I can say, "Well, it's a moderate, difficulty." I look in the chart, and then you have to get higher than that. If you get 3 points more than what you have to get, you are getting done with style, and then you can kick in an aspect, but you will know what that ship is, kind of thing. Or if you're in the middle of a battle or a fight, melee with swords, and like, well, I'm a swashbuckling pirate captain, so I'm going to use my swashbuckling skill. You're going to get a +2 onto your roll, +2 also with examining ships that are coming in. You're going to roll the dice, add a +2 to it. You are just describing your character. Boom. If you have other things like, well, you can also have troubles. that can be compelled by the game master, like you're being hunted by the French Armada, and oh, the French Armada shows up. Boom! I give a fate point to the player who I'm compelling their trouble. I believe that's how it works. So they're going to get an extra fate point that they can use later, but they're being chased by the French Armada now, or whatever. That kind of thing. It's just a simple game. That's my story. So I want to start rolling that. What I've been playing lately, I should have started the video with that. But hopefully you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? I really hope you can, because that's really annoying. Been playing First Martians. We got that to the table. That is a bear. We played that on medium difficulty. We just failed. So I figured, well, Tim and I both figure if we play the game more, we understand it and figure it out more. Instead of Tim's a book reader. If we're not playing the game right, he'll just flip through the book. Containers. I love these little containers. Little containers you can find. These are found at your local things. I forgot what they're called. It's something like the Ultimate Box or something like that. And these are crayon boxes. This is what I keep my Sushi Go in. That lighting is terrible. There you go. Little sashimi guy in there. What else? We've been playing Shnikes. What did we play? We played Sonar. Sonar is a 2 to 4 player game of Battleship. You are left, right, north, south, east, west, telling people, gaining energy on your chart, doing sonar, which would tell the other person if you're what column you're on, if you're on column A or column or row 2 or whatever have you. Then going silent, you can move on the board without telling the other person at least one space. 4, you can launch a torpedo. You name where you think that other player's ship is. Boom. It plays quick. It plays fun. So I played that. And that's my story to it. I'll be getting up what I played up at the Cape. I mean, we were up the Cape like 4 weeks ago or something like that, but I still want to get that video up. See me walking around telling you what I bought. All right. Nobody showed up, but hopefully this gets some views. Hopefully you can hear it. This is Falcon Ash K. Like, share, subscribe. Find me on Twitter at Falcon Ash. Find me on Facebook at Falcon Ash K. Leave a comment below. Questions, comments. Remember, I'm having a little contest. Tell people. Maybe they can want to win a contest or whatever have you. Email me at falconashes71@hotmail.com. Give a like, share, subscribe. You know, I just said that.